Now that's a pretty good little handful of deer out there. That's a good little bunch of deer to start the week out with. That's certainly for sure. Not going to be around a whole lot this week, so we'll see what we can do here in a couple of days. But my gosh, I look out there, and we got 5 big, beautiful, I believe they're all does. I'll zoom in there and see if we can keep this phone from going out of focus. Yeah, we're beginning to get enough nubbins on some of them to tell really without too much problem. It looks like those are all wild deer as well. I don't see any tags on any of them. And it looks like they are just about to pop. Look at that one in the dead center right there. Now she's to the right. Look at how big her belly is. And look at that other one over there. The one that just moved over the area. Look at how big her belly is. My goodness sakes alive. And I think the other 2 are just maybe young ones that are not old enough to have been bred yet because they don't look very fat. But my goodness, look at those 2 girls right there. They are definitely carrying twins, I bet you. That is so exciting because it's just about any day now. Well, of course, it could be, here we are toward the end of April. It could be that those 2 right there may have had babies and they may have them hid out there somewhere. That's always a possibility. I don't see any nubbins on any of those deer. At least I don't think I do. I think those are all just 5 big old beautiful does out there. Sleek. They're all definitely wild deer. No tags in any of those deer. They have just learned that they have free South fresh deer food up here and they come up here and enjoy. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's all right. We need to provide lots of good vitamins and minerals and nutrients and protein for those babies that y'all have inside of you, because we definitely want to have a lot of babies running around this spring. We worked on a coyotes pretty doggone good this year, so we should have much better success with our fawns than we have had in some of the years past. We'll see. Coyotes multiply, and we keep working on them, but they keep multiplying, so we don't know if we're really gaining a whole lot or not. I thought I saw another deer or 2 over across the road over there. I don't see them now. Pretty windy out there. And cool. Not cold. It is April, but cool. And that's very cool seeing those deer out there. It's a great way to start. Great way to start another week out. I might, like I said, I'm not going to be here much, so we don't know really what we'll get on this video for this week. But we're looking at some beauties right there, though. I'll promise you that. I know I love them, and I just look at how big those bellies are, and that's just so very exciting. But I think the ones that do not have big bellies are just a couple of yearlings that were not old enough to have been bred last fall. And they're nervous, so they're going to go on, walk on off on us, but it's exciting. Well, you can see just by looking over there at that food plot, and you see that big feeder over there. There's not any feed in that feeder, but there's a lot of food on that food plot. And we zoom in all the way over there, we see 3 big old deer, which are more than likely 3 big old bucks that grow in their antlers that rather than come around the house here, they're over there on that food plot. The food plot is lush, fertilized with NutriPlot. It's just rye and fescue combination, and they just love it. I mean, they just love it. And that rye grows really fast. It grows really high. I went ahead and bought perennial rye and put out quite a bit this year, and hopefully that'll come up year after year after year. That's what it's supposed to do. The doggone stuff is like gold. I think a lot of it is the shipping cost because of the high price of fuel, but when you're buying 50-pound bags of it. But that's 3 big beautiful deer over there, and they're big deer, so they probably are bucks. There's no small ones with them. They could be big does. I see one over there to the right too, so there's actually 4 of them. See the one over there to the right, just right in that little cups behind that tree? He's in there, so there's actually 4 of them over there. Those are probably 4 of my big bucks that come around the house here quite a bit. But it just got plenty to eat out in the wild, so they're not paying a whole lot of attention. Yeah, that's a big deer over there too, yeah. And you can see they're fed. They're wandering off in the woods right now. There comes that other one going to wander off with them. And I really believe those are probably, since there's no smaller deer there, those are all big, large deer. I believe those are four big bucks over there just enjoying that food plot. And that's a beautiful food plot, no doubt about it. And What an incredibly gorgeous, great evening. Take a look at that lake out there, will you? Will you look at that lake? My gosh. Glass. Does it get any better? Does it get any better than that? Look at that. It's a little whisper of wind on the water, but not much. See the reflection of the mountain on the water? Lord, Lord, Lord. What is your creation like? It is fantastic.
That is an amazing view. It is amazing because it is like glass, slick as glass out there. My gosh, look at that. And it just absolutely picture postcard type view this morning. It was foggy out there earlier, and the fog's lifted a little bit. You still see there's a little bit of haze on the water. I believe that's Buddy right down there. Buddy's a loner most of the time, not too many deer around. Run around with him. He's got a doe with him sometimes. I believe that's him. Enjoying a little rye, a little fescue, a little Bermuda breakfast this morning. He's not ever very far away from the house, I don't believe. I think he stays pretty close to the house. I wish that his buddy, little Whitey, had stayed close. He would still be here, but he disappeared during the rut. Probably met an untimely end. But yeah, I can see that green tag from here. Little Buddy, he's going to have some pretty nice little horns. It's going to be his first horns this year, second horns. We have not found his sheds at all. I haven't looked, but just a little bit. Have not had time. But Little Buddy, and an extremely beautiful lake. Goodness sakes alive. Look at that. It is absolutely a fisherman's dream. You know, they're more difficult to catch when it's dead calm like that. But we don't mind, do we? We just love being out there when it's like that, because so many times it's not. But what a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's cold out there. Got down in the high 30s last night. That's right. You're almost May. Yeah, but it's going to be nice today. Absolutely gorgeous. We have a handful of deer over here on the other side of the house also. Looks like 4 or 5. Can't really tell who they are. And a big old fat buck right there. That's Fat Boy, just sure as the world. That's got to be Fat Boy, doesn't it? What do you think? That's Fat Boy, isn't it? Yeah. Let's go look at him. Let's go look at him out of another area, okay? Yeah, that's Fat Boy. Look at those nubbins. He's in a hurry. Look at those nubbins. They're growing. Yeah, that's what we need to be seeing. Kind of hard to get much of that. I'm going to hang right here and see if some of those other girls will come by. Girls. I bet those other ones are boys as well. By golly, we get over here and get another look at those two. And I believe that's a mama and her baby. I don't see any nubbins on either one of those deer. And the nubbins are about to the size on just about everybody that they're pretty visible. So that was Fat Boy out there. There was another deer out there also. It might be back behind that tree. I don't really know. But that's Fat Boy and Fat Girl right there, because that's certainly, look how square that deer is. She is very, very pregnant. Very, very pregnant. And as I gaze across the road over there, I see another deer or two out there. So the deer are moving on this calm, beautiful, cold morning. 38 is actually what it got down to. I said maybe 39 or so. 38 exactly is what it got down to. I hadn't looked at that temperature gauge, but I did, and it tells me that's a big, beautiful red truck. Golly, I love that truck. I do love that truck. Evansville, Indiana, Expressway Ram. They also have stores in Mount Vernon, Indiana, a Chevrolet store, a Ford store, and a Ram store, and a Jeep store, all in Mount Vernon, Indiana. No, that is a little buck too. I do see that little one, the smaller one got, yep, it's got nubbins. And I think the other one does too. Is that angle right there? I believe it does. I figured that was bucks. I believe it is. That's probably one that just lost their antlers pretty late. Well, now, I know that makes you dizzy. I look over there, and there's another deer over there that's a large deer. The one in front's a very big deer, so that's probably a buck as well. That could be Mr. Forrest. I haven't seen Forrest since I run into him out in the woods the other day. We took a little couple-mile walk. Did not find any sheds on that little walk, but we did find Mr. Sheriff Forrest. That other deer's smaller, so that might be a mama, a big fat mama, in her this year's baby, or last year's baby, I guess it would be. Beautiful morning, though. Any way you cut it. Everywhere you look, it's a deer. Heaven on earth right here at the Eagle. Another deer back behind there, too. Now, I barely see another deer. See that deer back behind? Yep. Well, there's three over there. They're coming out of the ground, folks. Coming out of the ground.